Hello, kids and cadets. Welcome back to Tommy Time. We have a 1998 Murray wide body. This happens to be the 40-inch cut, 12.5 horsepower, power built. Sold at my favorite box store, Walmart. This is a Wally World special. I got this for 20 bucks. I had met up with my scrapper to pick up 3 mowers just before he started his route. The first street he went down, he had found this Murray, and I went home, grabbed my trailer, snatched this thing up. So what we determined on this initially is I thought the solenoid was bad, and in fact it was. I bench tested it. We have no action on this. So I kind of took the day off. I had 2 appointments earlier and kind of been poking at my belly button. I put a 1.5 amp trickle charger on the battery. For a few hours, I thought I'd come back and try to mess with this. Production date 6 month of 2021 on the Traveler battery. That's Tractor Supply brand. So what I've done is changed out this 3 post, 1, 2, 3, and put a 4 post in. A 3 post grounds out against the frame here. A 4 poster does not ground out against the frame. So if I can take you down here and I'll show you what I did to use a 4 poster. It's the only one I had. So basically on a 3 poster, you've got your clip on right there. Where's the 3 poster? I set it down somewhere. Anyway, forget about that. Oh, here it is. So basically I mimicked the setup here. The orange wire was going to the 3 poster right there. The 4 poster here, you ground it out. So I just saved this factory spade from a washing machine, just cut it off and stripped the copper wire down, and I got it grounded out here with this other factory ground. So basically it doesn't matter which side you take, you just want to ground out one side to the frame, because a 4 poster does not ground out here at the base like a 3 poster would. This actually grounds out in the unit, and a 4 won't. It's shielded. Anyway, so that's that. The 15 amp spade was burnt out. I stole this off of John Deere. What else? I've got the seat safety here clamped down with vice grips. So we've got like 14 volts now on the battery. I let that sit for a couple hours. So I was messing with this wiring, took off the old solenoid, kind of lost the screw, had to use a different screw. It fell through and landed on the deck somewhere. I can't find it. So whenever you're getting rid of any large appliance, try saving these factory wires with the clamped spade. They come in handy in different applications as jump wires, or in this case, I'm using it as a ground wire. So that's all on that. We had determined before the gas was very, very old. And we're going to discuss that now, since we pretty sure we got power. We're going to come over and deal with fuel. remove the fuel line from the carb. I don't know if this is a Nicky carb, but I want to drain the bowl and give this thing a chance to run. So I've got a Publix root beer. They're a southern grocery store. I think they're up as far as North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, etc., etc. So we're going to get some root beer out of this. I smelled the fuel and it smells raunchy. I'm going to pour some off of the tank here. Wow, it's really coming out very dark, but we're not going to use the tank until I flush it out. What I have is a little secondary tank here. My little 1 pint tank. We're going to put gas in that and go directly to the carb. So it seemed to stop draining. I thought there was like half a tank of fuel. Oh, I see. The gasket in here broke away and it's blocking the drain tube. So I got to dig that out with some needle nose, get the rest of the gasket out. It's blocking the fuel from draining. So I'm not going to do that on camera. I'm just going to leave this for right now and deal with that later. I just want to give you an idea of how crappy the fuel is. Original fuel filter. Really dark. It actually looks red and not very brown. So what I want to do is drop the bowl and just give this thing a chance to start. So we're going to use 7/16. We know we got shitty gas in the tank. I want to at least get rid of what's in here to give us a flying start. So I've got another soda can cut off. I'm just going to catch what's in here and see what we're dealing with. If it's white and crusty, or we got rust or whatever. I'm hoping it's just discolored, aged out fuel and not a whole lot of rust. This thing's been sitting for quite some time, so the solenoid crapped out. It's too bad Harvey, the homeowner, didn't have somebody look at it for him. The solenoid was like $15. He could have had this machine up and running, but we don't know that for sure. It could have a rod knock. Okay, so this is not a Nicky carburetor, and we're in for some trouble. I think we may have to manually clean this thing. Really rough. So just that watery fuel's been sitting there and rusting. The gasket looks like it's screwed up. Gasket came off the top of the bowl and looks crusty. So we got rust soup. What I may do is just try to wipe this down real quick and give this thing a chance. We're probably not going to have any luck with it. Just by the looks of this, I'm going to have to manually remove the carb and clean out the jet and scrape some of this scaly stuff off. That kind of cleaned up nice just with a dirty rag. I know what I can do. I can put fuel to this and mess with the float up and down, maybe clear out some snot that way. Getting this crustified O-ring back in place is going to be a challenge. Just because it ballooned out, it looks like, and there's some crusties attached to it, we may not even get that far. We may have to just happy juice it and see if it fires off for us. So I was hoping for a quick and easy, but I don't think this one's gonna be a quick and easy. So I must have got burnt out on mowers and small engine repair. Usually I'm more motivated than I am today. Maybe I'll be more motivated tomorrow. But sometimes it's like that, too much of the same stuff. Let me try doing a little compressed air. Okay, that was blocked right there. This side hole. Kind of stinks. I can smell the stinky stink. I got the 1 pint container attached to the steering wheel. I may have one of these carburetors in stock. So I kind of seated the left rear tire with some roofing cement. I've got a 5-gallon pail I use on my roof. About every 5 years, I go up there and reseal the vent pipes and all the flashing around the wherever, just because the Florida sun dries out the roofing cement and starts cracking. So I just do some Harvey the homeowner preventive maintenance. Go up there on a blistering hot summer's day and cook like a jelly bean and slather the roofing cement on. So I was having a bear of a time trying to get this thing to seal. I put the strap through the middle of the tire here, squeezed it. That brought out my sidewall somewhat. But what I did is, you can see it here, just took a old screwdriver and kind of slathered up the tire here where the tire beads to the rim, and squeezed it again, and the roofing cement's tacky enough where it started to stick to the rim, and then I gave it air and it held. So maybe that's a trick for you guys. I know the shops have this black stuff in a container. They slather it on the rubber, and I think the roofing cement's a cheap alternative. I've probably got 3.5 gallons left out of the 5-gallon pail. I've got 150 years worth of cement at my disposal. I'll send you guys some. Okay, so there's gas in here. The the gas isn't coming through my line here for some reason. I must have a plugged up hose. I'm going to put a little air pressure in the breather here and see if I can force the gas out or down. Okay, that helped. Okay, I can see the gas down here in the filter, so it's coming out. This filter just came in a package deal with a carburetor, some clamps. I hardly use these, but I threw it on here just for shits and giggles. Okay, I can smell a little bit of gas here. I got to see if it's weeping down. It's not weeping down yet. Okay, there goes my gasket, just fell off. And it's all stretched out and dry rotted. So we might be able to just throw some ether in here, because that's what I got. I got starting fluid. I don't have any happy juice right now. So things aren't going good right now at Tommy time. Okay, what I may do is take the hose off here and blast air up through the hose. This should be free flowing, and it's not. Okay, so now it is. For some reason, it's pouring out. So now we got a good flow, and the needle valve must be goobered up because it's not coming out. I just removed the float, the needle, and the pin, and there's no gas pouring out of the outlet. I'm just blasting a little air through the oh, there we go. We finally broke free, whatever the deal was. Okay, so we got a full flow of fuel. I'm going to remove the clip and lower the tank below the level of the carburetor to prevent it from completely wasting all my gas. Okay, so now we can try to get this thing back into shape. It's just a little more challenging working on this when the carb's still on the machine. Gotta feed the needle valve back into place. Try to line this thing up. Just drop the needle valve. So just give me a second. I'll try to deal with this. So the only real interest I had today was a guy messaged me on two different machines that I had for 120 each. A Troy built, I think, and a Boland's, just standard pushers. He offered me 50 on one, and then a few seconds later another message came in, $50 for the other one. So I didn't even respond. He wants them for more than half off. Maybe Harvey the homeowner can do that. Maybe he doesn't realize I'm a shade tree mechanic. But when you buy from Harvey the homeowner, you get a dull blade, old oil, etc., etc. You know the guy. You know the scenario. So I mean, that's fine. Maybe for $50 you can spend some money and rectify all that jazz on your own. Okay, so this is back in. I'm going to put my tank higher, and we have fuel flow. Let me put the float up. It stopped. Down. It's going into the Publix container. It was. Now it just blocked itself somehow. Let that. Okay. Was not high enough on the fuel. Okay, drop the tank to the ground. Now let's try to put the gasket back on. This thing's going to need to be taken off completely and put in the ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, this is so warped. It's going to, I can almost guarantee it's going to pour out of here. But let's just see if this thing's going to start. Put the nut back on. Grab my 7/16. Sorry this is taking so long. I thought I'd be able to do this in 5 minutes. All this basic work. At least we got the electrics, I think, configured. Now we're down to carburation. Like I said, unfortunately, the solenoid was the culprit, and they're not that expensive, under $20. I could have ordered a three post and just waited for it to show up, but the 4 will do. You just ground out one side of the two sides on the clip. Okay, so we still got a little fuel which is dripping into the filter, and like I thought, we got gas pouring out of the bowl. So what I'm going to do is drop this back to the ground again, then try starting it. Just, we know we got fuel in the bowl. That'll be enough to try to start the little bit that's in there now. I'm going to try it. Where should I sit you? I guess I'll leave you right here. I'll remove the hose. I got a garden hose nearby. I'm going to remove this gasoline from the fire source, if there is any. And luckily, Florida's sandy. We're in a pile of sand here. Okay, so I got the clutch / brake all the way down. I've got the parking brake on. I'll put the carb to full choke. And let's see if this is going to do anything. So that was impressive. It fired off. I'm going to give it another dose of fuel, bring the tank back down to a lower level so I don't waste any more gas. I just want to fill the bowl one more time and start it. Okay, it's starting to drip gas. I'm going to put this back down. So that didn't last, and I'm running out of fuel in my little pint thing. So we got it to kick off. Let me try it again with full choke. Who knows if we've got an issue with something blocking the intake. Okay, let me blast some air in here. So basically, we confirm that this thing's going to run with a little carb work. Kind of put a little compressed air in, hopefully blasted through any of the blockage. It was enough air pressure where it pushed it past the dried out O-ring. So I'm going to put the fuel line back on, try it again. Although I'm running low on fuel here on my secondary tank. Okay. We're down to like half an ounce. We came this far. I'm going to put more fuel in this secondary tank and hopefully try to get it to idle. And then I'm going to have some more of my Gatorade. This is the Tommy Time Mix. It's not moonshine, it's just Gatorade. Trying to stay hydrated in this Florida sun. Luckily, it's partly cloudy. It's later in the day. Sun's lower in the horizon. I'm not out here cooking like a jelly bean. Like I said, not a lot of heavy duty activity today. I figured I didn't have any interest. I wasn't going to drag out all the mowers just for the fun of it. I was waiting for some serious activity and there was none, so just trying to blow a little gas through the line here. We got some sort of issue with my hose or a stuck needle here, because we should have fuel dripping out of here. I don't think it miraculously stopped leaking on its own. Okay, you never can tell what's going to happen. Okay, I do see some dripping there on the fuel. We got fuel to flow. Put it back full choke. Okay. One thing we didn't do was check the plug. Sorry, this is dragging out. Boot's kind of off centered. Let me grab a socket here for this. We may have some goobering on the plug. Again, not prepared for you. You guys can fire me. I'll withhold all my compensation, stock options, vacation time, sick leave. What else? Oh, a P4M4 sounds like a China plug. Don't know much about it, but I think this could be an issue. I don't know. But there's a bunch of carbon buildup. You can see there's hardly any air gap. There's a lot built up back here. What's a P4M4? Trying to read. 482, 402, 7 millimeter. Is this some sort of aftermarket thing? Okay, let me try doing this. I've got this test light I was using earlier. I'm just going to try to ungoober this. It's really caked in here. So this thing was running extremely rich with all this carbon buildup. You know what? I may even grab another plug. Some of these kits, they give you a cheap plug to make you happy with those cheap filters I just showed you. Let me throw another plug on this, a cheapie, not a champion. It's going to be a cheap China. You can see how it mimics the original, but they're too scared to put their name on it. So as far as depth, I think we're pretty close to even Steven. I'm going to put the aftermarket in. I would test it out against the block, but I'm afraid with all this gas lingering about, I'm not really interested in putting out a brush fire in my front yard. I mean, firefighting's fun, maybe. You get to see what your hard work accomplishes when it's just smoldering in the end, but I can think of better things that I want to be doing. Okay, so let's hold up the gas can secondary tank one more time, fill the bowl just in case it leaked out, and I think my secondary tank's got a little split in it. I'll have to look. The seam up here in the middle where they glued the two halves together seems to be leaking some fuel. So maybe it's time for another one. This thing has seen better days. Okay, let's try it. Full choke again. I'll take it off choke. Full choke. You know, there's nothing like direct injection. That's what I'm saying. This Mickey Mouse show needs to progress, and we're going to direct inject, said the shade tree mechanic. And then I'm done messing. Next course of action is carburation, but at least we know this thing has the potential to run. As far as the transmission, who knows? It could be a shit show and have a blown out rear end, but I don't think so. I think this thing died due to the electrical issue, short, solenoid crapped out. For you inquisitive minds, this original part number 496894 for this filter. Yeah, this carb needs definitely needs a good cleaning, ultrasonic blast. Okay, so I'm gonna drop some more tools, make some more noise, and then put a little gas directly in. So I did spill some near the muffler, and it is leaking here. Muffler's loose. That's got to be retightened. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the show right here. Hopefully we don't have a backfire and this thing blows up. Okay, one last try, and then I'm sending you home with a goodie bag. I'm a glutton for punishment. One more and that's it. It's like a gambling addiction. One more dollar in the slot. Okay, I'm going to choke it fully. Try it again. Okay, I'll give you engine numbers. The looks like 28 Victor 707 1113-Echo 1, and the code is 980909ZE, Zebra Echo. So this was built the 9th month, the 9th day of 1998 on the engine. So there you have it. I see great potential in this. I appreciate you hanging out for 40 plus minutes looking at this power built machine with the 3-way cutting deck, mulch, bag, and mow. I don't have the bag. Cast iron sleeve, the Murray 12.5. Okay, so what do you guys think for 20 bucks and a little elbow grease? The one-eyed Ellen. I probably should have switched the switch to headlights, see if that worked, but I doubt it. Well, they use, I thought it was glass, but it's plastic. I thought, oh boy, they really splurged with the glass lens, but no, it's plastic. I do have some of these bulbs, and it's hard to tell if it's burnt out. Filament looks like it's fine. Who knows? That's the least of my worries, actually. Okay. You don't want to see me messing with that. So, kids and cadets, thanks for coming out. Your 5-speed transaxle manual shift. I'll mess with this a little more. Hopefully I can get it up and going. Then I'll check transmission and blades. See if I can just touch up the blades and send this down the road to a happier pasture. Anywho, thanks again. I'm going to hydrate some more, put my tools away, and call this a day. The only thing I got to do is come up with the seat. I do have the seat, but it didn't have the bracket. I think I've got a Murray that I can steal the bracket off of. This happens to be the model number 40504 X-Ray 92 Alpha. They made this body in 1998, just like the engine, 98 on both. Okay, appreciate it. Thanks. Tip your waitress and wait staff. I'm gonna call this a day. Kind of happy that we were able to do a little switchy on the solenoid, and this thing fired off, but it's been sitting forever and ever, and we have a large quantity of root beer to deal with. It looks red though, but it is old. Smell-o-meter is off the chart. It stinks to you know what. Okay, that's all for you. Have a good day. Keep rolling, keep shaking, keep baking. Thanks for coming out.